Hey, what's going on out there, junkies? Welcome to another awesome episode of Culture Junkies Live, the video podcast about all the geeky stuff you love. I'm your host, Kenshiro. This week is all about Star Wars: The Last Jedi. We're officially less than 46 hours until we finally get to watch what's turned into the most anticipated Star Wars movie possibly ever. First, let me get to my fellow junkies joining me on the show, starting with Sabrina, not the teenage witch variety. What's up, girl? Oh, don't tell me you're...
Sorry,
hey,
sorry.
I was about to say, you scared me there. You scared me.
You called me a teenage witch, so I just, had to...
Had to what? Had to conjure up a spell?
Do a little bit of magic, some force, just to calm down a bit,
Gotcha. We got Fallen Marvel. What's up, man?
What's good, everybody?
Hey, Professor Mint, Anthony Mentor, what's going on, family?
Man, I'm doing all right. How are you guys?
All right. And LGZ, how you doing, lovely lady?
Hey, how's everyone?
All right, and last but not least, the great GQ. Who's that over your shoulder, bro?
The one and only, my mentor, my role model, the great Anakin Skywalker, better known as Darth Vader, the only Sith Lord that matters.
The only Sith Lord that matters. Oh, man, we can appreciate that. Yeah, buddy. All right, so, hey, junkies, we got a whole bunch to talk about. A lot of really awesome trailers that came out over the weekend. Let's go ahead and let's get it started. One of the hypest trailers that had everybody kind of going bananas this past weekend was Street Fighter V Season 3 Arcade Edition trailer, and it announced the long-awaited return of Sakura, and she brought Blanca and Sagat with her. When you guys saw this trailer, what'd you guys think? Don't everybody speak at once. GQ, what did you think when you saw the trailer?
I mean, the trailer was fine. I think they're also hinting that there's going to be another cinematic storyline that they're probably going to unleash with this as well. Yeah. It's cool to see Sakura come back. It's cool to see Sagat come back. Blanca, to me, has been a joke ever since Street Fighter Alpha, when they turned him into from a feral beast to a comedy, basically comic relief along with Dan. To me, I don't like when they do that with characters. It's like, look, if he starts off as a beast, leave him as a beast.
Leave him as a beast.
Right, wearing safari gear and pulling watermelons out of his butt and all this other stuff.
Wow.
Let him be a beast and let him go back to biting people and the way he was in Street Fighter the animated movie. They should make him that. I don't want another joke character because it's a fighting tournament. It's not supposed to be for comedy.
Anybody else? What do you think of the trailer?
I think the trailer, for the most part, it looked. I'm just glad that they brought some fan favorites back. I honestly, when they first announced Street Fighter last year, I'm like, the first thing I was looking like, okay, where's Sagat? Like, why is he not in this game? And they brought my girl Sakura back. That's cool. Blanca, I'm like, but. I mean, I'm glad. I mean, for players' sake, I'm glad that they are back. For me personally, I'm still deciding whether or not I'm gonna jump back in it or not. More than likely, I won't, but we'll see. But glad they're back. That's all I can say.
Yeah, I was kind of the same way. I kind of had played it earlier, and when like some of the missteps that Capcom had kind of made me check out. Sabrina or LGZ, how do you guys feel about Street Fighter V and these announcements?
Yeah, I'm glad. I'm glad they're back. I personally, I like Blanca. I find him entertaining, but I do miss when he was like actually scary.
Right.
As opposed to just like a joke. Right. But I like Street Fighter. I didn't play the last one a lot as much as like the original like Street Fighter. So. I mean, I will play it, just to play it, and I'm excited they brought him back.
Now, it also announced like the 3 characters that are going to be coming out for the expansion pack, which are going to be Cody, Sakura, of course. We got, I think, what was his name? Help me out, GQ. There was a...
it's Mayor Cody. You got a G. It was just the letter G. And, obviously Sakura and Blanca. And also I think her name is Falky or something along those
Yeah.
lines. She's tied into Ed somehow.
Any information on any of these characters? What they're all about?
I mean, at best, some people are saying that G might be a character named Greg from Bloody Roar, potentially. Falky obviously is tied in.
That'd be wild.
Ed somehow as something. And then obviously Cody is, you know, from Final Fight, but he's mayor now. He's not you know, in jail.
He's
anymore.
not in jail.
That's why they, you know, that's why they showed him, you know, breaking his chains, you know, basically breaking through the wall of the jail or whatever he's supposed to be on the straight and narrow right now, which is dumb. He was framed to begin with, but whatever.
Right. Oh, you know what? Honestly, the dopest part of this trailer, if you guys are watching it with us, was seeing Sagat eat all of that Dragon Punch, man. I mean, he caught all of it. It was nice. It was very nice. Sam Champion's over in Facebook. He's saying they need to hurry up and just bring back Sean. I don't know what the hell's up. I would have thought Sean would have been back in 4, honestly, but definitely maybe in 5.
We don't need Sean.
Put his sister in there randomly.
Yeah. His sister is a million times better than he could ever hope to be.
You're not biased at all saying that. I know. The other fighting game.
Let's just be real. From a sex appeal standpoint, from a sales standpoint, from a just general, your main audience is males. It's better to have a sexy female than it is to have a teenage kid.
I feel you.
Any day of the week.
Right. Well, Arcade Edition and those characters will be coming out January 16th, so it's coming up really soon. If you're going to make that decision, get back in, do it by then. The other fighting game that came out this weekend, this trailer, got LGZ all in a tizzy, and it did the same thing with Sabrina, and that was Soul Calibur 6. Now, this kind of didn't really catch anybody. I mean, you could almost... You could almost see this coming with Tekken 7 coming out and kind of all the guest characters that they had, especially when Noctis came to Tekken 7, even though he hasn't been released yet. But everybody was kind of clamoring for another Soul Calibur. Why should we be looking forward to this, El? Other than it being Soul Calibur.
It's the best fighting game ever made in the history of
Debatable.
Fighting game.
Debatable.
It's never debatable, dude.
Debatable.
I totally agree.
That is never debatable. It's the best fighting game ever made in ever. Okay, that's the best. It's the best game. I've been waiting on a Soul Calibur for like forever. It seems like, but I'm excited. I'm ready to play again. I'm buying a new system just to play it. Like, I'm ready.
Oh yeah, what you gonna get?
I don't know yet.
She doesn't even know.
I haven't gotten that far. I'm going to buy it. I just don't know what I'm going to buy. But
all right.
That means we got to give you some recommendations then.
Right.
Of course.
We totally got to give you some recommendations. All right. Anybody else who's looking forward to Soul Calibur 6 and why?
Honestly, I have to say, I was as soon right before, I forget who the announcer was that announced it. It's like, part of me was like thinking like, it's not Soul Calibur, is it? And as soon as he said, "What, like, does your soul still burns?" I was like, I'm done. And honestly, like, I'm happy that they're finally going back to making a new one, because I mean, honestly, I have to say that like that game, especially since like the original Soul Calibur, that game to me still has one of the coldest taglines in that game. Welcome back to the stage of history. So
that was so good.
Awesome.
Yeah, it was. My boy Justin Trapp says you should get a PS4, LGZ. And Sam Champion said he thinks it's nice to see Soul Calibur back. He doesn't think it was the best either, but he loved it anyway. And he says it would be cool if they can bring back some exclusive characters like Link and Kratos. Obviously Link ain't gonna come back unless it's Nintendo exclusive. Is this coming out on the Switch? I don't remember. Anybody know?
I think it is.
It might be. More than likely, if they put it on the Switch, they'll probably throw Link on that port. I wouldn't be surprised.
Right? Yeah, I
They'll
wouldn't
have
be
to dumb it
surprised.
down.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised either. So anyway, guys, we had a whole bunch of other trailers drop this weekend of the movie variety, and one of them being Battle Angel Alita. Now, I wrote a post on this on culturejunkies.net. If you haven't been there yet, go ahead and go and see it. Check it out. But we've been waiting for Battle Angel Alita for decades. Like, this caught this caught James Cameron's eye, like back in the early, back in the big anime boom of the late 90s. Like that's when Battle Angel Alita first caught his eye, and this is like a really, really old anime. And with some of the concerns that I have for this stem because is this going to be another one of those anime adaptations that gets attacked for being whitewashed? What do you guys say?
I doubt it. Yeah. I doubt it, honestly. I mean, considering that they went to, well, for one, they went to it's an animation, number one, or animated-ish, but like, I mean, I don't know. Like, I mean, it could be a good setting. Like, I'm just going to just leave it as is, just see what comes of it. And like you said, James Cameron had his eye on this for quite some time. And James Cameron isn't really known to make some duds when he does stuff. I mean, he just, you know, like, I'm going to wait and see what happens. But, you know, I'm cool with it. I'm just going to just sit back and just wait and see what happens.
Sabrina, Sabrina L, what did you guys think of the trailer when it came out?
It reminds me of Beowulf. It in the style, not like in the same, like in the style of Beowulf, you know. The
style that they animated it in, you mean?
Yeah, yeah.
I would agree. I would agree with that.
Okay.
They're already like making a big fuss about her eyes. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
It's already starting off kind of weird. So
go ahead, Ant. What were you gonna say?
I don't think there should be a big fuss. I like the character treatment they did for the main character to kind of set it apart as being it could be any race. So I kind of I know where they were going with it, but the special effects that they did with that character was nice.
So now, to me, they did the exact same thing with Ghost in the Shell, and they still got
thank you. Thank you.
The issue still comes. Go ahead.
Everybody knew that was Scarlett Johansson.
It doesn't matter. She's the one that's going to bring people to come to go see it anyway.
Right.
I don't care what anybody says. There is no Asian actress out there that was going to bring numbers in.
Yeah, no Asian actress was going to carry Ghost over here. It wasn't going to happen.
Not only that, it just wasn't going to happen. The fact that you got to find the 20 people that know who Battle Angel Alita is. To begin with, you got to start there because at least Ghost in the Shell was a ridiculously huge property. Battle Angel Alita is like, okay,
it's faded in the history. It's a cult following, but it's nowhere near as big as Ghost in the Shell ever was. All right, moving right along. We also had one of the hypest trailers and they advertised this thing a year in advance. It's the animated debut movie trailer for Miles Morales' Spider-Man, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Now, when we saw this thing, everybody's been clamoring for Miles in live action setting. I already knew that probably wasn't going to happen. Are you guys satisfied with the look that they gave the trailer, and how hype are you for this thing, even though it's a year away?
I was never a fan of Miles Morales.
I'm excited.
Okay. All right, we got one non-fan, one super excited fan. Ladies, what do you guys think?
I'm excited.
I'm open. I'm open to see what they're going to do with the character.
I think it looks cool. Yeah, I'm excited.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would say I'm looking forward to it because Miles Morales is a character that I'm quite fond of in the series. I think like my only criticism of watching the trailer is that I'm not sure if they're still doing that whole changing of the frame rate throughout the you know, like as it progresses, because you have like moments where it runs smooth and then other times where it looks like it drops frames. Not to say that the animation doesn't look good, but if they do that, that's going to be a little distracting. And either that is going to like remind me of how they did the Lego movie. Other than that, I'm looking forward to checking it out.
All right, cool. All right, moving right along. I'm sorry, last comment. Go ahead. Anybody? Nope. All right. So moving right along, the next trailer that we got is Jurassic World 2: The Fallen Kingdom. This thing came out, I think, last Friday or Thursday, one of the two. And they're returning yet again to the island to rescue Blue, who's miraculously still alive. I thought she would have been wiped out by now, but whatever. what did you guys think of this trailer, and how hyped are you for this movie? Now, granted, I missed Jurassic World in the movie theaters. I didn't think it was going to be that good, but my goodness, was I ever wrong? How hyped are you guys for the sequel?
Not at all. I'll tell you why.
Please do.
And this is going to offend some people, and I don't care. It's more white people being white people.
Running back into danger, you mean?
You got off the island. You got off the island safely. Why in the blue hell
World, are you going back? Yeah, okay. I
actually agree with GQ.
I can't find a lie in that statement.
Yeah, where's the lie though? Yeah, I can't see the lie either, man. More white people being white people.
They always make Death Stars. It's not like that actually works either.
No, the Death Star was effective. Killed billions.
Very effective.
It's got billions on his body count right now.
It killed one planet.
No, it killed Jeddah. It killed what was it, Sakaar or whatever.
Scarab.
And it killed Scarab, thank you. And it killed all of Alderaan.
Why do they keep rebuilding it if everyone knows that it is like breakable?
No, the first one was breakable. The second one wasn't even finished yet.
Right, and that thing was still capable of wiping out an entire system. So
yeah, it was.
I'm sorry.
It was operational at like 75%. Get out of here.
Right. The ability to push a button and wipe out billions of people in an instant is, I'm sorry, that's too tempting.
The only flaw I saw with the Star Killer was that it took too long to power up. The Death Star, you get there, boom, it's over with.
Man, whatever. The Star Killer base was powered by Capri Sun.
I'm excited for Jurassic.
I don't know. We haven't got to the Star Wars talk yet, but let's just go back to that base. Beyond the resources it takes to even make that, the fact that you got to drain a whole sun to fire one time. It's like, dude, you like, unless you like end up, and they had a system that had two suns. They were lucky, but it's like you get two shots. That's it, and then you
pretty much.
But I guess they only really needed the one, though. I guess.
True.
To me, if I was in that galaxy, because the original Death Star was scary because it was mobile. It could move around and come to you. Star Killer Base is like, man, how many suns they got? Oh, we're like 5 shots away. Oh, we're good, man. There's no part of our galaxy that has 5 suns around a single system. So I think we're good. It was the stupidest idea. That's why the first order was garbage, man.
Yeah, that I have to admit the planning on that was pretty lacking. It was pretty lacking.
They needed a guy that was sitting in the conference room and be like, "This is a dumb idea."
One guy. Then he would have got smoked for disagreeing.
Hey, at least he would have said something, because, like, guys, we're putting in trillions upon who knows, maybe even zillions of dollars into this one base. The planet don't go nowhere.
Yeah,
we got 2 suns.
Hey, you know what? Diamond, our newest fan over on Facebook. Thanks for coming back and watching the show. He says, I couldn't take the Jurassic World trailer seriously because the opening scene looked like it was a Budweiser commercial. And I couldn't get my mind off of it after that.
Yep.
I can't deny that. Like that.
Yeah. There's no lie. There's no lies there. There's definitely no lies there. All right. So the next trailer was one that had by far the most Easter eggs I've ever seen in a pop culture movie film ever. And that's Ready Player One, the full trailer. Oh my God. Like, literally, Nerdist broke it down. There were like 25 Easter eggs in this thing. And you could, it was like one of them trailers that you had to watch over and over and over again just to get all the pop culture references that they had in there. What y'all think of this movie, and how much hyper are you for watching this movie than you were before? Sabrina, you read the book. What did you think?
I was so hyped when they announced that they were going to make this movie, because if you read the book, it is just like filled with pop culture of, like, if you just love the 80s, the 90s, just like anything pop culture, it's just pack full of it. Like I know that trailer had like 22. You said Easter eggs, but that book is filled. That book was filled with an Easter egg that like people who read the book could discover this Easter egg, and then like if you did the 3 steps, the guy who wrote the book, Ernest Cline, would give you a DeLorean that is like based on the actual DeLorean that the kid drives in the book or movie. Like
yeah. And they were mixing them too. Like
so, it's just so subliminal with like Easter eggs that like the whole story is just it would just make the trailer just made me so happy.
Yeah.
Like I think I watch it like 3, 4, 5 times nonstop for like 20 minutes.
I get you. Professor Mentor, what did you think of the Ready Player One trailer? And who would you want to be if you actually became the Avatar? What would be your vehicle if you drove it?
There would have to be some type of Hulk mobile or something, but
wait a minute,
that's
Hulk
not in this
mobile? Hulk mobile,
but,
huh?
yeah, that's me. But as far as this trailer, it was awesome. I mean, the Chucky character.
Yeah, real quick, what was everybody's like favorite Easter egg that you saw in there? You said yours was Chucky. Sabrina, what was your favorite pop culture reference that was in this trailer or Easter egg?
I mean, I'm just really partial to DeLoreans. Like I'd always want.
So the DeLorean mixed with, it was kind of mixed with Kit. You guys noticed that?
Yeah.
Like it had the Kit sensor in the front?
Yeah, it's just Knight Rider.
Yeah.
Yeah.
LGZ, what was your favorite pop culture Easter egg in the Ready Player One trailer? All right. Well, what about you then, GQ? What was your favorite?
I thought the DeLorean was pretty cool. Who knows? They might actually do a live action Gundam since they threw a Gundam in there.
Oh, you stole it! Yeah, that was my favorite. That was the OG Gundam was the dopest to me.
Oh yeah, Tony Young's checking in on Facebook. How you doing? I think Elle has her mic muted.
Freddy Krueger. Yes. Sorry, Freddy Krueger.
Freddy Krueger was yours? Okay, all right. And Fallamar, what was your favorite one?
I'm partial to the DeLorean too. I gotta side with Sabrina on that one. So I mean, can't be better than the DeLorean in my opinion. So I mean,
not the Akira motorcycle,
right?
I mean, just like everything is so cool.
The Akira motorcycle is cliche. Everybody,
please. Please. Everybody loves that. Come on now.
But that's the thing, though. Like, even with that, even as cool as the motorcycle, like maybe it's because like I just kind of have like a bone to pick with that movie since like I've watched that movie multiple times and I still can't understand it.
Can't understand it. I get it. Yeah, I get you. That's cool. All right. So last but not least was not necessarily a trailer, but kind of some news. Yeah, we're gonna get He-Man and Masters of the Universe at some point soon. But what we're not gonna get is a quality director or a guy behind it. If you haven't heard the news that, while He-Man's coming back, it's gonna kind of be directed by this guy, David Goyer. David Goyer, he of the Batman vs Superman script, he of Blade Trinity, he of Man of Steel, he of I don't know how many catastrophic film ventures out there. They're going to give this guy the reins to He-Man and Master of the Universe. What do y'all think about that? Signed off.
There was nothing wrong with Batman versus Superman.
Oh, here we go again. Here we go again. Here we go again.
It's a no for me.
All right. I just have one word. No. And L, get off the sauce with that.
Right? Right? Get off the sauce. Because you smoking something. Stop hating. Whatever. GQ, I know you said nobody asked for a He-Man and the Masters of the Universe movie. And Tony Young is saying, let's all pray about it. But there's no praying to be had. When David Goyer is involved, chances are disaster is about to be around the corner. Wouldn't you agree?
All I'm about to know is that Skeletor's mom and King Randor's wife is going to be named Martha or something. That's what's going to happen.
Right. Absolutely.
Talking about nothing wrong with Batman v Superman or whatever.
Yeah, please.
I agree wholeheartedly. Wholeheartedly, get off the sauce.
Get off the sauce. Get off the sauce. Absolutely. All right, guys. So that's the news of the nation. We had a lot to talk about from there. Took a little bit longer than I actually wanted to, but it's Star Wars week. Let's get going. So we got a lot to talk about concerning Star Wars: the Last Jedi. The movie is getting ready to come out in T-minus 45 and a half hours. Can't really wait for it. But what's got y'all hyped for this movie? If there's any one thing, what's got y'all hyped for the movie? GQ, you got Vader over your shoulder. Why don't you start it off? If you can keep it to one thing, what's the one thing that got you hyped for this movie?
More lightsaber battles. That's all.
Okay.
That's the only thing that I've ever cared about.
All right. Okay. Elle, what's got you hyped for this movie?
So the one thing that I really am looking forward to is there in the trailer. There's a part where Rey is with Calren, and I'm trying to figure out like what is that going to turn into. Like I really want to know what that's going to materialize into.
Right.
Like,
that could be a lot of. I mean, honestly, that could be a lot of subterfuge. It could be like a red herring. Like you know, trailers have been getting really tricky and playing around with their footage, so they might not even be in the same room. You never know.
This is true, but again, if it is a piece of the story, I'm really interested to see where that piece goes.
All right, Sabrina, what's your favorite part?
Luke, training Rey. I like him as Mr. Miyagi.
Actually, I brought that up, and I guess I'll let the others continue. But it's kind of ironic how Luke has really like come full circle. Now he almost embodies Obi-Wan Kenobi in like his whole entire look. Even though he's got that really boss ass beard going on and really scraggly old, wizened old Jedi look. But I don't know. That's just me. Professor Mentor, what's got you hyped for The Last Jedi?
I think it's Luke and what had him so spooked that he had to go off to himself.
Okay.
And like the detail behind it. So I think that's what I'm more interested in, the story part of it. So
okay. And let's see. For me, the most hype thing I'm looking forward to just seeing, how does Rey fit into all of this? Like, what is her part? Like, who is she? Like, I'm looking forward to more answers about who is she, because like, who's the people that dropped her off on the planet on Jakku? I really want to know that. That's like the one thing I'm looking forward to. But going back to Luke Skywalker, who kind of carried I don't want to say carried the first three movies, but he certainly featured prominently. How much action do we think Luke's going to see in this film?
I'm thinking he's going to see enough. Probably going to see enough with obviously between training Rey, figuring out whatever, like, because you see how spooked he was when he measured Rey's power. So it's like, what is going to happen with that? And it's like, I'm really looking forward to seeing like how that progresses, and just like Ant said about like understanding what made him go secluded in the first place. I'm looking forward to seeing that, and just also a little bit more insight. One of my favorite reviewers that talked about the movie today, he said that the movie had probably some of the best lightsaber sequences that we've seen in the Star Wars film in a while.
Ooh, feeding right into GQ's thing. Yeah, that's what GQ's looking for. Okay, so we are looking forward to that. Okay, GQ, not GQ. A lot was made actually of the Finn-Poe relationship in the last movie. So I'm gonna ask Sabrina and Elle, what do we think is gonna happen there? Do we think they'll even get a whole bunch of screen time together, or will they kind of be going off in their own separate ways, doing their own thing? And are you even looking forward to some kind of Finn-Poe / relationship type thing? You sound off, Junkies. What do you guys think?
I hope they get some screen time. I mean, like, it was a big deal in the first movie. So they were trying to make it a big deal anyway. So I don't know what to think of that, actually, to be honest with you, because it wasn't like they made it up like a really big deal, and then it was just kind of like now it doesn't seem like it's that big of a deal. It's more focused on Ray, so I don't know.
Wait, Finn Poe or Finn Ray?
Finn
They're
Poe.
saying Finn Poe.
Finn Poe is,
man.
Yeah, Finn Poe, not Finn Ray. Finn Poe.
It's like
Oh, go ahead.
Like
go ahead,
Sabrina.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say it's kind of like it'll probably be one of those like I'll tell you what to do, or I'll give you like a couple of moments of advice, and then like later on in the movie it'll come to fruition. But I don't know. I don't know if they'll have like tons of scenes together.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be like, when Han Solo comes to rescue you, Luke.
Speaking of that, how do we think Finn is going to fit into this? Is he going to kind of assume that Han Solo role now that he's left? Because, we know John Boyega's got the chops. Based off of The Force Awakens, I really loved him in The Force Awakens. I thought he really did a fantastic job. I was kind of getting that Han Solo type vibe from him. What do we think is going to happen with Finn? How do we think he's going to... What role is he going to play in this movie? What do you think, GQ?
I don't see him fitting the Han role if they keep Poe around this Poe's job.
Really?
He's not a pilot, so that's one like strike against him.
Yeah, but he could be like the swashbuckler type, don't you think? No.
He's the Trojan horse spy type. I don't see him as being, because again, nothing in the first movie made me feel that he is a hero. It's like he's just there. He happened to be somebody that, knew something about Starkiller Base. So, hey, cool, we'll talk to this guy, we'll use this guy. There's nothing that he did that was majorly spectacular where he was an integral part of the first movie. It was, they were pushing everything towards Rey because she's the actual force sensitive, person that actually matters. Now, granted, I will give Finn all the props in the world for getting one fatality with a lightsaber. That's, that's what counts. Mm-hmm. But Finn as a character, there's nothing about him specifically that basically the Empire has some good in it, or the First Order has some good in it. That's all he represents. He's not necessarily a heroic figure. Because if you look back at the original, Force Awakens, what did he actually do of any true substance outside of telling them about the Starkiller Base having that one particular, reactor, basically just the Death Star thing. Outside of that, what did he actually do?
Guys, what do you think? What did Finn contribute to The Force Awakens besides what GQ laid out?
I don't know. I've been thinking about it for a while, and GQ does have a point about that. I'm thinking what it was just more so of a character dynamic that they tried to bring in with him, as opposed to him like really contributing to it's not to say he didn't contribute. Obviously he was there because again he had the information about the Star Killer, but it's just I think it was just more so a character dynamic that they were trying with the series, more so than him being like a pivotal character. So maybe in this film, probably that's probably giving him a chance to put him more in that pivotal role. So that's what I'm thinking they're going to do with him in this movie.
Anybody else got an opinion on Finn?
So I remember when the movie came out, the first one, people were wondering like how Finn kind of fit into the whole dynamic, and they were saying, was he Mace Windu's son or Lando's son? Like,
which is ridiculous if you think about it. All of those speculations.
But I'm just saying, maybe that is like something they'll try to weave in. I hope not, but maybe it's something. I don't know. Other than that, I mean, I don't really.
Because see, to me, here's what makes it ridiculous for people even to think that. It's like them saying, like, there's only 2 black people possibly in the entirety of Star Wars. Like, black people don't exist outside of Mace Windu and Lando Calrissian.
Could have been
like he can only possibly be one of their sons or one of their descendants.
Hold on. Also, like they said, Saw Gerrera and Vixen got killed. And Vixen got killed in the New Republic.
He may be a descendant of somebody. That's all we know. Like, I'm kind of wondering.
Come on, man. There's more. Come on, nah. There's more black people than just them 2.
and dry. I'm not saying it's that cut and dry. I'm just thinking it'd be cool if they find out that he's like a descendant of somebody we know about. I'm just that's all I'm saying.
A lot of stuff is coincidental in these movies, so that is like not so far fetched.
Hey, Lando's not a system; he's a man.
Right? Him in that smooth Colt 45 going through space. I'm sorry, you were saying, Professor Mint? What were you saying?
Yeah, I think that'd be just as big as the Martha moment if they do something like that. I'm gonna get up and walk the hell out.
Wait, hold. Wait, quantify that. What's going to be just as big as the Martha moment with Finn if they do
say
what?
That, this is Lando's son, or this is Mace Windu's son, grandson, some bullshit like that. I'm gonna walk right out of the theater. I'm done. I am done. Yep. I am done. So all the black people are in danger that we're like down to one group.
Right.
Yeah.
So it just comes down.
We're an endangered species in the galaxy far, far away.
Just one try.
Might as well be, right?
Now Sam Champion is bringing up. He says Finn starts out as a coward, and then by the end of Force Awakens, he found his courage to step up. This is the movie where Finn gets to start his path on his own, making his own name. I don't know if he so much found the courage to step up, or the fact that he had his nose open and was trying to get some.
Well, I mean,
let's be real.
Yeah,
let's just be real.
I mean,
he was feeling Ray really hard, dude. He really was, man.
See, he had that. I'm going to step up and defend this girl. He's right. That was the only time Finn ever stepped up.
Okay, become brave.
Yeah, it's very easy to become brave if you think you're going to get some.
Right.
That's true. Men will get brave real quick.
Yeah.
I mean, he also did have a bone to pick with Phasma, so I mean,
but you notice he only really stepped to Phasma because Chewbacca was there.
Well,
true.
Yeah,
that's true. That's very true. He got all brave when Chewbacca was there. I'll give you that. I'll give you that. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. And now, like Tony Young was saying, like now there's a new girl in supposedly going to be in Finn's life. Character named Rose. That's what he thinks in the movie. So, I mean, he already stepping out on Ray. He cheating on his girl already. I mean, where's the loyalty, bruh? Where's the loyalty, man? Don't give Ben the bad name like that.
After taking a lightsaber to the back and to the shoulder, she kissed him on the forehead. That's all he got. I'm like,
friend zoned.
Really? That's all you get, man. But Diamond, let me see. Diamond is let me see. Diamond Osteo saying probably won't happen, but would you be upset if Ray's parents were randoms?
Good question. No, I wouldn't. I would not.
I would.
You would? Really?
It might be one of Yoda's, illegitimates.
Come on now. Come on now.
But what would actually be pretty cool is that maybe if she's like a descendant of one of the Jedi orders, like one of the Jedi that survived Order 66, maybe.
That'd be
who?
That'd be pretty cool.
Like who though? Because you're getting up in age now.
Remember,
Remember, New Hope was basically 20 years after Order 66. So this is at least, 30 years later?
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, you got a point. Yeah, you got a point.
I mean,
that's not granted. They probably got some good sperm banks on like Dagobah or Yavin or some of those places. However,
but the thing is, I was always thinking because also if we're thinking about the timeline or what have you, it's like you said, Order 66 took place probably about 40 some odd years before them.
Probably,
I guess.
Probably, because you got to figure they had peace for at least a period of time where the Empire had to rebuild, or not,
right.
Or not rebuild, but you know what I'm saying, like get their stuff together.
Right.
And who knows how long Star Killer Base took to build. This is
I was gonna say.
You carved out a planet. So.
I mean, that's true, but we still have to figure. The thing is, there still leaves to okay, who is her parents? Because at the same time, obviously, when the whole thing happened with Kylo Ren, when he killed the Jedi or whatever, you know, Ray was probably already on the freaking planet for like some odd years already, you know, like almost an adult at that point. So it's still kind of remember like where are these parents coming from? Like where do they fit into this?
Well, the prevailing theory, of course, has always been that it's Luke, one of Luke's kids, or Luke's kid, or something, somehow, some way. You still have to take into account however old she's supposed to be. That's kind of your starting point of, okay, is this, she's probably supposed to be what? Luke's age from a New Hope, maybe 17, 18? Probably.
Maybe a little bit older. That's what she looks. She looks a little bit older.
So, and you know, you saw how many tick marks she had. So, and I'm sure they had her scavenging from the moment she could walk. So she's probably, yeah, like you're probably right, probably 20 or so. So it's like Battle of Yavin is what they use as the starting point for all of Star Wars chronological, before the Battle of Yavin, after the Battle of Yavin. So Battle of Yavin, of course, the first Star Wars movie that ever came out, and then that was 19 years after what we knew to be Revenge of the Sith. So it's like, I don't know who could still be around now. Granted, it's possible, or they might just bring in some brand new character we've never even heard of, and that's her mom and dad or whatever. So
now,
I mean, it's up in the air.
Here's an idea, and this is I'll throw this out there, and then we'll move on to something else. But what if her parents ended up being Ezra and what's her name from Rebels? Now
Sabine?
that's high. Yeah, Ezra and Sabine. If that ended up being like that's probably highly unlikely, but possible. I mean, we already saw the ghost in Rebel 1, so
I don't think Ezra could handle Sabine. That's a little bit too much for him.
Come on, it's already going down that path. Come on,
that's a little too much for him right there. I'm sorry.
Right. Okay. All right. So the next thing I wanted to bring up is let's stick it on Rey. What is her place in all of this? Like, where does she fit in? If we had to speculate, like she's searching for her space, but is it clearer than we suspect, or could she be like that unforeseen twist that we see? What do you guys think?
She's probably
honestly hoping she's a twist.
Yeah, I hope
in what way? What twist though? She's what?
No, go ahead.
Like, I don't like. I hope she turns out to be evil. Like, I want that.
That would be different.
The real chosen one.
Right. The one that was prophesized like ages ago to bring balance to the Force.
Right.
But realistically, Vader did bring balance to the Force, though. So I mean, he actually technically did fulfill his job. But I think I don't know. It'll be interesting to see if Rey could, turn, because that's one thing we haven't had. I mean, obviously, the Vader story is, he was evil when we first met him, but then we got to see him as a whiny little brat, a whiny teenager, a whiny 20-year-old, and he finally gets to see, gets to be the badass that he always should be. But we've never got somebody that we started off with good, doing heroic things, and then get twisted and turned to the dark side. I want to see that, and I think if Rey turns evil, then the third film can be her redemption if you want to go that route. But I'd like to see her just turn evil.
But as you always told me, it's not necessarily evil. It's just a different perspective on stuff.
Well, for the audience, it's considered evil. To me, it's like she's coming to what she should have been doing anyway. If you got the lightsaber game, you start cutting people down.
Anybody else got any speculation on what Rey's how Rey fits into everything here?
I would say it could be potentially a thing to where she's like a catalyst to bring true balance in the Force, possibly. So because I'm still looking at that whole reaction that Luke had when he was measuring her power, and he said himself that it's when he saw it before, he wasn't nearly as terrified as before, but he is now.
Now, I wonder who he's comparing that to. Like, who is he talking about? Is he talking about Kylo Ren? Is he talking about Snoke? Who is he talking about? That's what I really want to know too.
Exactly. So that definitely plays a part in figuring out, okay, what is her role in this? Because the thing is, the whole thing is her trying to find her place in everything.
Right.
So it's like, okay, so we know that, but it's like, what is it like? What is the end game? Like, what is like? it's just trying to figure out like what the win game like. Does she really bring balance to the Force? Does she remain a Jedi? Does she become a Sith, or does she become a damn gray Jedi? I don't know.
Right. Thank you for bringing that up. I'm hoping that she does do the whole gray Jedi. I would love to see that kind of rise into prominence, and kind of flip things on its ear. So let's move into the next question. It's a two-parter. I'll start with the first one. Who do we think Snoke is? Who is Snoke? Like, what is he? Like, he's supposedly, from what I hear, he's supposed to be more powerful than Palpatine and Vader ever were. So who is this guy? Where did he come from?
I think he's a Sith before Palpatine. That's been in hiding. So
I think he's a rejected clone.
A rejected clone, like they were trying to do with Jorah Saboth in the old what was that? What was that Timothy Zahn novel? I forget what it was. The one that had the introduction to Grand Admiral Thrawn. I forget. But it was all about basically rejected or old Palpatine clones that were kind of running amok. Anyway, but yeah. You think he's a rejected Palpatine clone, or just a rejected clone? Period.
No, I don't. Honestly, he's probably like was said. He's probably an old Sith, just an older Sith than what we've known.
I think he's like,
yeah.
I think he's a Jedi.
I think he's a Jedi.
Like of the first Jedi, maybe.
I've kind of heard that floated around there too. That what if he's like one of the older ancient Jedi? I mean, my man does look really old, and he's got some scars on him. I wonder where those scars come from as well. Tony Young over on Facebook,
yeah, saying Plagueis,
yeah,
Darth
Plagueis,
wise.
yeah, the wise.
Which that's also a possibility.
Sure.
I'm thinking about it now because honestly, I really don't have a really good idea of who he might be, but like, I'm kind of thinking like, what if he was kind of like a failed attempt at cloning Vader?
Maybe.
Interesting.
That'd be an interesting twist, and especially as to why Kylo Ren decided to follow him, like, or whatever. Like, what if they tried to replicate Vader, and it wound up being Snoke, and he was just like, wasn't nobody going to challenge his power because he was that powerful. So it's like just a theory, but just what if? Like, what is that? What if that's the twist?
Yeah, that could be interesting. It also explain why his head's all deformed.
Yeah, it would.
Okay, actually wouldn't, but I'm just saying.
Right. Okay, so here's another thing. So the last thing I got kind of on the Last Jedi, and then we can kind of do some other stuff. But do you guys suspect that Kylo Ren's kind of getting set up the way Emperor did Vader? To where he's kind of just trying to groom him to bring Rey in and then cast him aside after that?
Yep.
Exactly.
Okay.
And I think he's going to lose his shit.
Yeah.
When he finds out.
Yeah, because you notice, like, I mean, it is the Sith way, but I mean, you notice he didn't really care too much when, like, Kylo kind of got his ass handed to him in the film.
Right.
It was kind of like, wait, hold on. You got, like,
you got worked by somebody that just found her force powers?
Right. And he's like, hold on. So it means you're garbage. If she's as
bring
strong
her
as
to
you,
me.
Bring her to me.
Yeah, bring her to me.
Yeah, it's like, you're disposable, Kylo, man. If he's that... Because before he wasn't even talking about come see me or nothing for anything else until Rey showed up. He was like, oh, wait, oh. Why don't you bring her to me?
Mm-hmm.
Well, this is my take on that whole fight. The thing is, honestly, had he not gotten hit with that bowcaster, he probably would have bodied Rey. Because you got to think about it. He was like
he did.
That's what I'm saying. Because he was like fighting off an injury at the same time fighting her. He got hit with a bowcaster.
The injury actually made him more powerful and not less. Darkseid
you think?
Himself off of pain.
Yeah, because he got angry and enraged.
Anger. So Darkseid is all about pain and suffering and all that great stuff to make yourself even stronger. So realistically, he was actually better when he was fighting Rey. His problem was he was overconfident and thought he could teach her something, and it reminded her about the Force, and she closed her eyes for 10 seconds straight, and he still lost the fight because he was stupid. Because I'm sorry, as soon as you'd close your eyes, I would have killed you. That would have been it for
Trying
you.
to bring her over to the dark side.
Yeah, I would have brought her over to the dark side in a coffin.
I think that would kind of defeat the purpose. But then again, like the thing is, like anything dealing with the Jedi or Sith is not as easy as it seems. You would think that it's like if they see somebody or run into somebody that they deem or they recognize that they are powerful, like a lot of times they do try to turn them before killing them. So,
see, but that's the way. That's the way of the Sith. I'll give you that. But the problem with that, and that's why I like Darth Bane so much. Bane wouldn't give you the time of day if he didn't like inherently in that moment think that you were worth it. Otherwise, he just cut you down. But like, I don't need anybody else trying to mess up with my plans and the rule of two. So
makes sense.
I don't like when apprentices try to get other apprentices. It's like if you're not a master, you're not ready for an apprentice. So I think
it's almost like you setting yourself up for failure if you do that.
Right. Right.
Especially if your master catch wind of this guy.
Well, not even that. He's an apprentice that's bringing in an apprentice that's got way more potential than he does. So it's like, dude, you might be Vader's lineage, but that doesn't make you a powerful Sith like he was.
Absolutely.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe they're just trying to like rewrite the narrative of the Sith or something. Like I don't know what he was trying to do.
Oh no, they could be. I mean, it's there's all sorts of power because even Dooku was bringing Ventress along as his apprentice, and then obviously
so she was no longer useful,
exactly. And it cast her aside. But it's like
she became about and started wrecking people.
Right, that's how the Sith roll. But that's how the Sith roll, though.
Right.
I wouldn't be surprised if in the end, if that happens like that Kylo Ren kind of goes back and starts helping the Jedis or something. I know that sounds weird.
I can see that. Seeing like him and Rey. Yeah, I can see that. Like him and Rey switching sides. Like say because we all think that Kylo's gonna pretty much off his mom, right? Just pretty much like he did his dad. He's gonna kill his mom. That's what we think because that's what he thinks that he needs to do.
That might have been creative editing, though.
That might have been creative editing. That you're right. That might have been creative editing. It's very possible. And then, like in his
kill his mom.
You think he won't kill his mom?
No, I know. I think she'll die, but I don't think he'll kill her.
Yeah, I mean, part of me really thinks that maybe he just like when it comes to his mom that he just doesn't quite have that. He doesn't have it in the off his mom because like I don't think it was anything like his mom.
Right.
Did
he hated his father.
He had a beef with Han.
Right.
But I don't think he had anything like an issue with his mom, though.
Right.
But,
he hated his father, but I don't know about his mom.
It's inevitable though, because they're on separate sides. Like that's totally, for your rise to power or whatever. Like I could totally see that.
But I think that's also showing that he's not strong enough.
Right.
Yeah, like he sure lets his emotions run him. So it's like. When it comes down to it, like I don't think he's gonna kill his mom. That's probably gonna end up being somebody else, if anything.
Yeah, I think Rey is gonna start to get trained in the ways of the dark side because she's in a weird moment because Luke rejected her, went all Yoda on her. She's too old to complete training and all of this.
She's too old to complete the training. Yep.
Jedi. Stupid.
So anyway, all right. So how many of us are going to go see it on Thursday? Fan of it. I am. Paid that extra money. I am not shamed. I paid that extra money for that fan event. I'm gonna get my goodies. So how many times are you planning to see it this weekend? No, overall. Like how many times you plan on seeing this weekend?
2, maybe
for sure.
3.
Okay. How about you, GQ?
Probably 2 at least. I don't know though, man. If they pull that Lando thing on, you might only get to see it once.
That's true. You did set yourself up for that. You did set yourself up for that. That's true. Elle and Sabrina, how many times you gonna see it?
I'm actually working this weekend, so I'm probably only gonna be able to catch it once.
Girl, I was gonna say. Well, here's what I say to that. You ain't working 24 hours a day. You ain't sleeping 24 hours a day. There's like probably a period of like maybe 6 or 7 hours in between that you could squeeze this movie in more than one time. So I'm just saying,
I said at least once. It doesn't mean
yeah,
that
but
I'm not going
this
to attempt
this type
to
of movie
watch it, like,
requires
3 or 4
seeing
times.
it more than one time. Like I saw Force Awakens, I think 3 times. So in the theater. So like literally, you have to see it more than one time. Like you have to see it more than 2 times.
More than one time.
Okay.
Whether
right.
whether or not it happens this weekend is question.
Yeah.
All right, I got you. What about you, Fallen Marvel?
I will at least watch it once.
All right.
Definitely. It depends on how cash flow is by Thursday, and I'll see it that night. If not, I'll see it over the weekend. Definitely gonna try to see it like a minimum of 2 times, depending on how great it is.
Mm-hmm.
So, I'm shooting for that 2. I'm shooting for that 2 viewings this weekend.
Okay. And how many times are you guys going to see it, like, overall? I know I'm booked for 2 this weekend, definitely. I'm probably going to go see it a 3rd time at some point, maybe like when Christmas comes around. I'll probably go see it again, maybe, because there's really nothing coming out for Christmas that I don't even give 2 craps about. So yeah, I'll probably go see it again in the movie theaters, like maybe squeeze in Jumanji, squeeze in that to like cleanse my palate after I take the kids to go see Jumanji. So yeah, I'll probably see it 3 times. Tony Young says he's going to see it three times by the time 2018 rolls around. Is this probably the most anticipated Star Wars film ever? What do you guys think?
Yeah. I say yes.
No.
Why not?
What's more anticipated? I want to hear this. Batman vs Superman?
No. No. I'm just saying, as far as Star Wars movies go, I don't know if people, you know what, when the Force Awakens came out, it was not as, I thought it was going to be received. I mean, like, of course the majority of people loved it, but it still was it wasn't as well received as I thought it would be. So I'm not sure if people are like, oh yes, we gotta go see this one, because
all right,
The Force Awakens wasn't that well
received. That's a very fair assessment and criticism. I grant you that. Fallen Marvel.
The most anticipated Star Wars movie was Phantom Menace. That was the most anticipated.
It was.
And it didn't even. And it's kind of sucked.
But that split everybody down the middle.
That
has nothing to do. The end result has nothing to do with the anticipation leading up to it.
Yeah, because we hadn't had Star Wars in over 20 years when that came out.
Remember that GQ when we were up at the office? We played that thing, I don't know how many times, that trailer.
Yep.
We played that trailer like nonstop when that thing came out. Oh man, all those times, my goodness. We wore that thing out. If there was a VCR head on that trailer, we probably would have worn it out that day.
Right.
Playing that trailer
had
back and
people lined
forth.
up outside the theater to go see a political drama.
Right? What was that? What movie was that? Was it Warren Beatty and Kirsten Dunst? What was that? Wag the Dog? Was that it?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. Damn, I can't even remember the freaking movie that it came with.
What I'm saying is the political drama was Phantom Menace. So they had people lined up, camped out in the cold to go see a political drama.
Yeah. It was a political drama. Yeah, you're right about that. All right, bet. So we're like running close to being low on time. Let's see. I was going to say, let's do this real fast. Break it down and then we'll get out of here. We've had like over, let's see, it is almost 40 years of Star Wars now. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Almost 40. Damn, almost 40 years of Star Wars, man.
Next year will be just over 40.
Yeah, 40 years of Star Wars. So we've had a lot of moments that we've had in Star Wars. So what's your favorite Star Wars moment or scene up to now? If we were just sticking strictly to live action stuff. And I said live action stuff, but none of y'all better bring up that damn Christmas special. Just saying.
Luckily I was too young to remember that Christmas special, so you have nothing to fear from me about that, but favorite moment, probably the last fight in Revenge of the Sith up to this point.
Anakin, Obi-Wan, yes. I can feel that.
And like, I even throw Palpatine and Yoda in there too. Like they fight well too.
Okay. Sabrina?
Dang, everybody's so quiet.
I know. I mean, everybody must be
Yoda
really
was
lost in
mine.
thought.
Yes.
What
Yes,
you
one
saying?
else has a
What'd you say?
favorite
What'd you say? What was your favorite?
Palpatine and Yoda, but most recently that Rogue One with
Oh.
Vader stepped in the back of that ship.
Hmm. Yes, sir. Vader going Vader. Like finally, that's probably GQ's favorite one. I could be wrong though. What do you think? What do you think, GQ? What was your favorite moment?
My favorite, if they had showed it, would have been Vader killing all the younglings, but they didn't show it. So Vader in the hallway is definitely my favorite because that was finally, you get to see why he's so feared.
Yeah. Okay.
But
all right.
More of a despicable character if they would have showed him killing all those kids in the Jedi Temple.
All right. Sabrina and Elle, what were your favorites?
Probably the pod racer.
The pod racing. Interesting. Okay, pod racing was your favorite?
I was gonna say the Revenge of the Sith fight, but like, I don't know. I like the pod racer scene.
It did result in a fun video game.
Oh man, that arcade game was tight as hell, man. I love that game.
Yeah, that's a good game.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was. Elle, what was your favorite Star Wars moment scene up till now?
So I don't want to say I have a favorite, but there are like a few that I like. I like when Han Solo, Cal Ren fight from
the Han Solo Kylo Ren scene, like basically the death of Han Solo. You was feeling that?
Yes, I like that scene, and then the Lando one where he ratted out. This is like from the old movie, but they were on the Death Star, and was it the Death Star? And he was ratting them out to Vader.
Cloud City.
No, they was in the Cloud City.
Okay, yeah. So
when Lando ratted him out.
That always sticks in the back of my mind.
And Vader kind of like basically was like basically without really doing it. He basically pimp slapped Han. He was like it just took. Yeah, it was that was dope.
Yeah, I also like when Chewie comes out of the AT locker, saves him from the door.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, can we just have like an honorable mention for the traitor scene in Force Awakens?
Ooh.
Just an honorable mention. I actually thought that was a kind of pretty cool scene.
Traitor! Yeah.
That was a pretty dope scene.
It was, but it also showed that's why Finn is not a hero character. Hero characters don't get their ass beat by random stormtroopers.
Why can we get Boba Fett back?
Can we get Boba Fett back? You know that Sarlacc didn't take him. He's alive.
He's still roaming around out there somewhere.
He alive. He's somewhere. We don't see him, but he around. I know he around. Ain't no way the Sarlacc took him.
Yeah, he didn't have any, by the pit of Carcoon.
Yeah, but that he didn't start getting digested. He actually escaped.
All right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Thanks for the follow, Lorison. Appreciate that.
I don't know. I think like my biggest bone to pick with them is that they never brought my girl Ahsoka Tano into the series at all.
My man. Yes.
That's like my biggest bone to pick with them.
My man. Yeah. Now, for me personally, my absolute favorite was pretty much Vader just manhandling Luke all through Empire Strikes Back. Like he was punking my man. Like he was lightsaber fighting him one.
It's because it was a quick time event.
I'm done.
You think I'm joking? I'll put the link in the chat and I'll put it in the group. Hold on, man. Quick time event.
Oh my god.
Let me go ahead and pull that up because y'all don't know what I'm talking about. That's a quick time event that he was going through. I don't think I'm joking.
Unfortunately, I think I know where you're getting at. So
telling you, man, Star Wars had quick time events before any video game did, and it was that scene right there. They was teaching us all. Quick time events is coming to games.
Wow.
That's a mess.
It's okay, hold on. I'll find it. Just a second.
I can't. I got no words for that. Oh my god. Oh boy.
Hey, I think I'm making this up.
I believe you.
Consider over there all quiet because he knows it's true. There it is.
High swing triangle, low swing X.
Hold on. Let me see.
Deflect R1.
Yep. All right, I'm gonna throw this in the comments so the people in the comments can see it, and then I'm gonna put this in the Hangout so you guys can see it.
All right.
What is this? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? What do you put in the comments?
The Vader versus Luke thing was a QuickTime event.
Oh yeah. The video that you did. Yes, absolutely. Yeah. All right. I'll load it up. I'll load it up and play it for everybody if you haven't seen it yet. But it was. Yeah, I'm gonna load it up. So all right. So did everybody else say what was their ultimate Star Wars scene that you haven't seen yet?
I think so.
Okay.
And all over there picking emotional moments, talking about
I know
turning their backs on their friends and killing their fathers and stuff. We all talking about action, but
whoa, wait! We just got a comment over from YouTube, Mr. Reese, 8732. My man says his favorite scene in Star Wars was the first time meeting the Ewoks. Who else felt that way? Please, can someone tell me? Who else felt that way?
I mean, I
never liked the Ewoks.
Oh my gosh, I don't even know what to
Did
say.
you like anything? Did you like anything?
No,
I was indifferent about him.
Besides that.
I was very indifferent about him.
This man right here in Star Wars. That's my whole motivation of watching Star Wars was Vader. I could care less about some teddy bears that were supposed to be 8-foot tall Wookiees. Supposed to have been.
Was that it? They were all supposed to be Wookiees? It was supposed to be on Kashyyyk instead?
Yeah. See, they changed that because they needed to sell toys.
Wow.
Sell toys and also, believe it or not, from a Star Wars movie because of money.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be honest with you. When I was a little kid, I used to pretend I was an Ewok on the playground at school.
I knew that was coming.
Oh, okay.
I knew there was at least one.
Hey, I'm just gonna tell everyone out there. It's fine.
That's cool. I mean, again, I'm not an Ewok person. I'm not a cute and cuddly. I'm more of a dark side of the Force. Fan.
Not cute and cuddly. No,
yeah.
Come on, nah. Come on, nah. Don't lie.
I mean, that's why the Ewoks never appealed to me. It was just like, now granted, the stormtroopers never showed themselves to be highly trained, soldiers. So I mean, them getting killed by Ewoks was kind of like, well, it sucks.
Right.
Exactly.
All right, now I gotta load it up now. GQ said that Vader's whole hallway fight where he was manhandling Luke was a QuickTime event. But check this out, y'all.
Oh boy.
Oh, what? Okay.
It's true.
Ring out.
The whole ring out.
Ready, go.
Y'all childish.
See? Now you ain't gonna be able to watch that scene the same way ever again. Once you see it, you can't unsee it.
I mean, it is kind of true though.
I have no rebuttal.
Yep. Once you see it, you can't unsee it. So sorry, ruined Star Wars forever for you guys. There it is. Empire Strikes Back will never be the same.
No.
I mean, it's the truth though, man. Although, you think about it though, there's supposed to be a third round there somewhere, and we just didn't get it. We just didn't get it.
No, Vader was just going crazy on him after.
Yeah, he was
why
going
are you
ham,
still
dude.
alive?
Right?
It's like, because it was funny, because it's like, you know, Luke's all walking through, like, oh, he's around here somewhere. All of a sudden, this lightsaber just activates, swings for his head. I'm like, oh wait, he's not playing, and he just backed him all the way out that hallway. It's like, he's gonna kill you. Like, I don't. He's like, it wasn't just like, you know, I'm gonna cut your hand off and tell you I'm your dad after the fact. It was, I might actually kill you and go back to the Emperor empty-handed, because
yeah, man. I mean, the indignity of it all. Say, hey, man, I'm gonna cut off your hand. Hey, guess what? I'm your daddy. I'm your daddy, homeboy. I'm your daddy. What you gotta say about that?
You gotta think about like how traumatizing it is for Luke, because like he just had his hand cut off. It was like, but like how?
My dad just cut off my hand.
Like, what you mean?
He's like, what kind of dad is you? You gonna cut off my hand? What? The ultimate deadbeat dad ever.
Because like that was kind of the worst part. Is like he cuts his hand off. He gets to watch his hand, you know, tumble down, you know, the garbage chute or whatever the heck it was.
Right.
He's sitting there trying to tuck his hand in. You know, the wound's cauterized, so he's good there. He ain't gonna bleed out. But he's sitting there trying to like work his way around like with one hand now, with not even his good hand, because like he was right-handed, so he got his right hand cut off. So he's sitting there trying to fumble around, and he's so the moment you probably need the most coddling and like support from somebody that's like, you know, on your side. You know, like a parent, maybe an uncle or aunt that, you know, got like charred and burned to death. You know, when you need them the most, this dude that just cut your hand off is like, oh yeah, you think Obi-Wan killed your dad, didn't you? No, man. I mean, you know, Obi-Wan told you that I killed your dad. It's like, no, I am your dad. It's like, but I'm not gonna like, you know, reach out to give you a hug right now though, because you pissed me off. Oh, it's just like Vader was just so raw about it, man. It was just like. And then the worst part is like, it's like that negative give and take is just like, so I'm your dad, join me. It's like, dude, you're not making the most compelling argument for me to jump on your side of things to see things
like
on your side.
Beat my ass.
No, he's not. You know what? Honestly,
you cut off my like.
I'll say this though, like Mr. Reese said over on YouTube, he says, well, at least Vader is still a better dad than Goku ever was, right?
Oh,
sir.
Are you serious?
I mean,
That's brutal.
It's the truth though. It's the truth though. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching Culture Junkies Live. We hope you really enjoyed the show. If you did really like the show, go ahead and do us a favor and give us a follow on whatever show, whatever platform you're watching, whether it be Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. We're broadcasting on all three. We're here every week, Tuesday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 8 p.m. Central. Next week is, obviously, it's going to be Christmas, and it's also going to be the Star Wars Aftermath. So we're going to give you like all of our thoughts and feelings on Star Wars after it's over. We're also going to talk about what exactly are we going to be doing for Christmas, like what we should watch, and we're also going to, you know, kind of catch up on all the shows that went on seasonal hiatus. So we hope that you'll come back and check us out. So for GQ, for Fallen Marvel, for LGZ, Sabrina, and for the Professor Mentor, I'm Kishiro. We'll see you guys next week. I hope you have a great one.
Later, y'all.